Carbohydrates are the stored form of energy for plants and are the single most important energy source for humans. Simple carbohydrates are sugars. Sucrose is table sugar, fructose in fruit, lactose in milk, glucose in syrups. Complex carbohydrates are starches, like in grains, potatoes, legumes. And when we chew starches, they're broken down into glucose. But starch is much more nutritious than simple glucose because complex carbohydrate has vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Simple sugars are just empty calories with little nutrition. Starches are absorbed more slowly than sugars, so there's a less severe insulin response from your pancreas. Eating sugars causes the body to produce more insulin. Insulin is one of the great stimulators to get fat into storage in fat cells. So eating sugar with fat ensures that those fat calories are going to be stored on your body. So eat simple sugars in moderation. Let's do aerobics.
For sure, fat calories are the most fattening from any of the food components. And you got to remember that any calories that are not used in the daily bodily functions and also for exercise is going to be stored as fat. So for those of you out there who love candy, even fat-free candy, you are racking up a whole store of calories. Just like Lonnie over here with his candies that he's going to share. Is he going to share those, Lon?
I have got some gummy bears here that are so fresh. These are incredible. I love these.
Will you please? Are you dividing them up there?
Yeah, I've got.
Get up here. We got to get
only 3 of us.
Four
you
groups?
have 4 groups. There are only 3 of us.
No, there's no 4 groups. The red ones don't get shared. These are mine. You guys don't. No.
Type one.
You could have. Would you like one?
No, I want a red one.
No.
Like
Okay,
Mikey and his M&Ms. You don't share the red ones?
Those are all mine.
Rachel, you know, since I have known you, you have loved gummy bears.
You know I love gummy bears. In fact, I think that I'm known as the father of gummy bears.
Just so it's not your basic food group. And now circle those arms.
Didn't Canada's food guide just recently get changed? And I think they've actually included
Gummy bears
in there.
I don't think so, Lon. Watch these hands. You know, the Canadian nutrition experts don't put a level on sugar for Canadians. You know, they don't say how much we should have.
Oh, right.
But the WHO, the World Health Organization, does.
What do
now,
they say?
We're gonna step together. Step touch. 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 4 knees. The WHO says that you shouldn't have more than 10% of your total calories
From sugar.
And I noticed at your law office,
I was wondering if you were going to mention
on
that.
the desk, on the front desk, right when you walk in, is a nice little jar of candies.
But you'll notice that we don't keep too many ashtrays in the office.
No,
we
don't.
We keep
You
candies.
And from the way I've seen you eat over the past few years, it doesn't look to me like you're out of whack. I mean, your sweet tooth seems to be fairly moderate.
Did I hear you right? Did you say I'm sweet or?
I said your sweet tooth.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Now, next time we come to knees, they're not knees, they're bum kicks. Here you go. Kick. You know, I'm not very keen on those gummy bears.
You which?
I'm not, sorry. I don't care for them.
Well,
They're real rubbery, that's for sure.
they're fresh.
Yeah. You were saying earlier that you were so glad they're fresh. My comment is, who cares? They just taste like rubber.
You know how to hurt a guy right where it hurts.
4 step touches. Now step backwards, right back. 4 step touches. 4, 3, step backwards.
My my favorites, fresh red licorice.
Fresh red.
Oh, Renee likes that too. I don't care for that either. What do I like?
What do you like?
Well, I'm just trying to think. Angel food cake.
Oh, that's nice too, but
I mean, that's fairly low fat. Okay, this time step backwards slowly. Back and back. Step together. 4, 3, step back slowly. Once more, step together. 4, 3, step back slowly and hold those backward steps. More. Get your heel down. Ooh, I can feel that on my calf muscle. 3. Last 2, hold this very last one. Right there you are with your gastrocnemius stretch. I can feel that, baby. Now if you let that heel come off and pelvic tilt, the stretch moves to here on the hip flexors. I really like raisins, dried fruit. But
those are, yeah.
It's just
those are very high in
dried
sugar.
fruit is nutritious candy.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't, it's good as a substitute for candy.
And they have those machines that dry fruit, like you can buy.
Oh, yeah,
Some people think that they're really...
Yeah, if you lived in an orchard, in the orchard country, that would be worth your while. Certainly you don't want to be substituting dried fruit for fresh fruit. The stretch is here on your hip flexor again. You can feel that. And give me this last hamstring stretch.
My kids eat lots of alpha rings. We like alpha rings.
Yeah, I do too.
They're really chewy.
There's not any dried fruit I think that I don't like. Figs would be my favorite. Oh, give me. But they stick to your teeth.
Hey, we're supposed to do some aerobics today. Let's quit talking about all this
Should we
food.
start talking about food?
We're making Lonnie hungry.
Did you have breakfast?
Yes, of course I did. I always
Okay,
have breakfast.
good. Just so that was not going to be your first meal of the day.
The gummy bears, no.
Okay, we're going to march 4, and then 4 little alternate side touches. So we march. 4, 3, now side, hands out. March again. 4, 3, here we go. 4, 3.
Charlene, I'm going to pick it up, all right? I'm going to
Meaning
jog.
jump. He likes to do the high impact. If you do, and you're not on concrete or tile, go for it. 4, 3, 2, 1, march. Yes, here we go again. She's out. March. And now this time, march and give me 2 slow squats. Yes. Again. Some dried fruit has as much sugar in it as candy. 70% sugar by weight.
But it's not fat. I mean, that's good. But...
It's better. That's right. It's better than fat and
At least
sugar.
you're getting the nutrients with it as well.
Well, exactly. That's why I call dried fruit nutritious candy. Now, next time, you can do 2 squats or 4 jacks. 4, 3, march.
A lot of people, I think they eat dried fruit and they think they're getting sort of very healthy,
Yeah.
high,
High energy.
yeah. It's not quite like that.
Okay. Now you can always have this choice here, squats or jacks. March forward. Give me squats or jacks. March backwards. Give me 4 alternate touches. March forward. Your choice, lower, high impact. March back. Your choice, lower, high impact here. You don't have to jump. That's the one place I love to jump. And back. 4, 3, now touch. Yes? Add some hands. Up, out, up, down. Squat or jacks. Hands are up, out, down. Alternate touches. Up, out,
Woo!
up, down. I'm gonna squat. Lon's jumping. Up, out, up, down. Once more through. Up, out, down. Squat, squat. Up, out. Now, hold these touches. If you don't want them to jump, you just keep them low. A pattern, single, single, double. Single, single, double. Single, single, double. Single, single.
All right.
Give me singles. Hold it down. Make it turn a little bit. Watch the hands. That's a lunge. Practice that. We'll be back to progress it along for you. Hup.
Charlene Prickett brings you Less Impact, More Results, an aerobics video that combines lower impact moves with some high impact in interval training that really works. Order Less Impact, More Results and get Hang In There, Charlene's medium impact workout free. 2 hour-long workouts on one cassette for $33.50. Postage and GST included. To order, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Less impact, more results. And Hang In There for $33.50. Wow!
When you eat glucose like white sugar, brown sugar, honey, or molasses, your body produces a lot of insulin, and insulin makes you hungry. When you eat fructose, natural fruit sugar, the same thing happens, but in a much slower, moderate way. Because there's not this insulin rush, you don't feel hungry. If you're trying to reduce, hit the fruit. Sugar doesn't satisfy, it makes you want more.
For the first time ever, Charlene Prickett's Rev Up Home video and Charlene's Muscle Building video together in Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer.
Cross-training works. It promotes fat reduction, muscle growth, reduces risk of overuse injury, and it's more fun.
To order Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
Do your eating habits need some improvement? Well, pull up a chair in Charlene's kitchen and learn how to eat less fat, not less food.
It calls for a half a cup of butter. Butter! Yikes, I say. Yikes. A, it's butter. B, it's a half a cup. I'm not about to put that on my hips. Half of all the calories in a glass of whole milk come from fat.
To order your hour-long Eat Less Fat, Not Less Food video for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Okay, now obviously Lonnie is doing a leg exchange while we're doing a low impact lunge. You choose what's to chew. 4, 3, give me 4 a leg. 4, 3, 2, and switch. Other leg. And switch. Good. Now, if you want to, you can pull up your knee. Takes a little more energy. Yes. 4, 3, 2, switch. Now we're going to add something in between. After this knee, step touch. 4, 3.
All right.
Here we go. 4, 3, 2, step touch. Kind of lets you catch your breath. It's a little bit more sane, don't you think? 4, 3, hop. How you doing?
This is great.
And you can make this low impact really high intensity if you'll work at it. Okay, these step togethers, they're going to become 4 knees. Yes. And 4, 3, knees. Good. 4, 3, knees. You know, University of Toronto experts say that Canadians do average about 10 to 12% sugar. about right. I mean, that's in line with the World Health recommendations. So, I guess we're doing something right. Keeps the dentists happy. Keeps them busy. They might be happier if they had fewer caries. Now next time these 4 knees are going to be 4 bum kicks. Here they come. 4, 3, and then 4 pulls. 3, 2, and kick. 4, 3, other leg. Bum kicks. Woo! Yes. It's intense, isn't it? Very. 3 and 4, 3. Bum kicks. We got the pattern. You just gotta hang in there. Hop. Next time, we're gonna do backward. No, let's do heels. And 1 leg, heels. Other leg, heels. Yes, and up, and heels. 2 more sets. You can do this. Last set. And hold these heels.
All right.
Good hard work. Just march. Now just kind of catch your breath here. Give me 4 marches, 4 heels. 4, 3, 4 heels. 4, 3, march. On the heels, hands come forward. Good. March. Now heels. And can you lower your weight-bearing leg? Bend your weight-bearing knee.
Oh, that's hard.
It is hard. Your head goes up and down, and your heart rate goes up. Last set. Okay, give me heels. Hold them, hold them. Now, you could just do 8 like this if you like. We're gonna do 4 like this, and 4 with propulsion, which means you kind of gotta get your arms going.
Airborne.
4, 3, 4 on the floor. Airborne. That's it. Down. Woo. You know, another thing those Toronto researchers say is kind of contravenes the old wives' tale.
Which is?
That sugar causes hyperactivity and aggression. They say, if anything, it has a calming effect because it produces serotonin, which is a brain chemical with sedating properties.
Well, why is it that a lot of mothers say that their kids, when they have sugar, they can see them go off the wall?
Well, it's anecdotal. I mean, maybe that occasionally occurs, but when they test it scientifically, it doesn't work.
Interesting.
Okay, now you're gonna get 4 heels and 4 step backwards. Here they go. So you step to the front, and then you step to the back. Work with it. We'll take it onward. Hop.
Serious Curves, Charlene's hour-long advanced weight training video.
And when you lock your limb, you release the tension, and so it's not as effective. Also, if you speed through the contraction, if you go fast as opposed to slow, you reduce the tension.
1, up, and down.
Strong muscle makes serious curves. To order Serious Curves for only $32.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Heed the battle cry to the benches with Charlene and the Bench Boys. It's an hour-long advanced step workout using logical, fast-moving progressions to achieve heavy, steady-state exertion. What we're talking about here, folks, is less body fat, more fitness.
Get off, 2 knees.
Same thing, back leg.
2, 1, get. Whew. Whenever we say repeaters.
To order for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Get fit with Charlene Prickett's Aerobic Cross Trainer.
It works.
This is 2 complete aerobic workouts together on one tape, the Aerobic Cross Trainer.
This is 2 workouts, conventional aerobics and step aerobics, so on alternate days you challenge muscles differently.
To order Charlene Prickett's Aerobic Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
Ugh, my friend is crash dieting again. That is crazy. The reason we do all this aerobic exercise is to rev up the metabolism, to burn more calories at rest. Eating less than 1,000 calories a day slows the metabolism. It makes you listless, causes muscle loss. Eat at least 1,000 calories a day, but eat smart. Eat low fat. Okay, we're going to take this a little farther. You got 4 heels and 2 per leg back there. That's it. Those 4 heels. Yes, and 2 per leg. Now, give me those 4 heels. And you can do those 2 per leg with a knee if you want.
Ooh,
Don't
you're trying to get tricky there, Char.
Don't worry if you don't like it. You don't have to. I just like the little hops in between. I think they're fun and just hard enough to keep that heart rate up. Now, 4 per leg back there. 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. 4, 3, 2, 1, heels. 4 per leg. Yes. And switch. 4 heels, 4 per leg, and hold it. And switch. And ready, switch. And last, switch. Woo! Good work. Before you stop, find a heart rate. Ready, count. Keep your legs moving. That is so important. Stop. Okay. Now look at the ball game charts. See how you stack up. Like to see you between 70 and 85%. But listen, if you're a little higher and you feel like you're doing just fine, no problem. If you're lower and you feel like you worked as hard as you can, that's just a fine. If you had a rough night last night, and I did.
Do we want to hear?
I feel tired today. I don't know, go figure.
You know, Charlene, I have the thing for you.
The gummy bears.
I have the very thing that you need. It's a gummy
Lonnie,
bear.
nothing could interest me less.
That's why I tell you.
You can ask me something, but I love you. Don't take it personally.
Sure, you offer to her, but you don't offer to me.
I'm trying to get you to march close together for 4, and then march out for 4. You know what I'm interested in right now, and nothing else, is water.
Water? Well.
Hit me with those a couple of hours from now.
You can have some water.
I will have some water. Guys, you have some water. Start sipping right now and come back to stretch as important as what we've been doing. See you back. Out.
Today, she started exercising and stopped smoking. You know, cigarettes increase your metabolism about 3%, and for a chain smoker, that's a lot of calories burned. When you stop, you gain weight because the metabolism returns to normal. But Aerobic exercise increases metabolism too, so it can prevent that weight gain. When you put down the smokes, pick up those aerobic shoes.
Take Charlene Prickett's Rev Up the sequel, team it up with Home Stretch, and together on one tape, you've got the Hard Easy Cross Trainer.
This is 2 workouts, an advanced conventional aerobic workout to reduce body fat and a stretch program for flexibility.
To order Charlene Prickett's Hard Easy Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta, T2G 3C7.
If you like step aerobics, have we got a deal for you. 2 Charlene Prickett step workouts on one tape. One Step Further and Step Right Up. You get both on one cassette for $33.50.
Step Right Up is advanced level with high-intensity, fast-paced movements.
If you get tired, you can give it this.
One Step Further is less intense. It's an intermediate workout with more time spent on each routine.
To order these 2 great step workouts for only $33.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Oh, darling! Have I got something for you? Guiltless gourmet, no oil tortilla chips, can you believe it? No oil, no added fat, no guilt. Ow! It's like I died and went to Miami. It's the crunchy bread. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Guiltless gourmet tortilla chips with no oil, no added fat, no cholesterol, and
That's crunchy bread.
We're stretching our gastroc. For those of you who, like me, are not gummy bear connoisseurs, well, you might be interested to know that Lonnie says this is the test for freshness. If they bounce, like, who cares?
Charlene.
I guess they get stiff when they get stale.
That's right, and they break.
Well, marshmallows do that. I do kind of mash the marshmallows once in a while because we use them to make non-fat Rice Krispie squares. You know, you don't have to put any oil in at all.
We have that all the time.
They do just fine. Can't imagine why the recipe.
Put them in the microwave.
You make them in the microwave?
Well, I melt them in the microwave.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then I add the Rice Krispies to them.
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. It's a little harder to stir, that's all.
Yeah, you have to keep opening the door to stir it, but...
You stir it. Oh, I see. You put the Rice Krispies. What I would do is, hey, back off and do your hamstring.
Oh.
I would melt the marshmallows in the microwave, and then bring them out and just stir them in with the Rice Krispies.
Well, that's what I do, but every once in a while I got to open the door to stir the marshmallows.
We don't.
Don't you? Do they not burn around the edges or anything?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. It doesn't seem.
You know, I could see doing that with marshmallows and then putting a bunch of gummy bears in it.
I was thinking the same thing. This, I hope you don't pay much for these. This can't be anything but sugar and not glycerin. What am
Gelatin.
I? Gelatin.
Gelatin. Yeah, I think that's what they are.
Yeah, probably.
And Lon,
But they're low fat.
They're low
They're
fat.
healthy.
But you know what that reminds me of? I make
Other soleus.
For the kids, I make those little Jell-O squares, Jell-O jiggler things, you know, and it's just concentrated Jell-O, so it's really rubbery, and it's almost the exact same texture as that.
Sure. And it's better than a candy bar, but it's not better than a piece of fresh fruit or a carrot or what we call at our house, real food. If you just stretch back here and do your hamstring. Say, don't tell me you can't get a real workout with low impact. I was breathing so hard. And if you want another kick in the pants on the weekend when we're not on, there's our video for high intensity, low impact.
All right.
Oh, I feel that. Man, oh man, are they tight. Promotional consideration paid by Guiltless Gourmet, makers of no-oil tortilla chips, salsa, and bean dips. Guiltless Gourmet, all the taste without the guilt. Exercise wear by Gilda Marks, the exercise wear with the breathables lining. Ankle weights by Flex Weights, the adjustable weight that goes from a ½ pound to 6 pounds. Hair by Jerome and Bees Braiding and Extensions. Makeup by John Cox at About Face. To order one of our videotapes or our recipe book, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Letters requiring an answer from It Figures should be accompanied by $3 and a self-addressed stamped envelope. See
this bump on the side of my foot? That's a bunion. It's an overgrowth of bone due to the stress of altered bone alignment. It's not from exercise. My mom has the same foot. It's genetic and exacerbated by my being flat-footed and wearing these spikes in my youth. From the Miss Arkansas pageant, 1961. Doesn't hurt except when I try and walk in these things. I asked my family doctor if I should do anything about it, and he said, don't wear high heels. He said we'd consider a more permanent solution, meaning surgery, the day I had to crawl to his office. I gather the cure is not permanent and the recuperation is not a lot of fun. So if you ever see me in high heels, you can be assured I'm on my way to a sit-down affair. 3-inch heels put 76% more pressure on the ball of your foot than going barefoot, says a study in the Foot and Ankle Journal, and even a 2-inch heel increases the pressure 57%. I know I love a little sling-back pump with a sexy dress, but there's a point of diminishing returns, gang. Let's pump iron.
Did you know that tight shoes that pinch your toes together causes bunions? Also, tight Achilles heels that causes bunions. And what causes them tight is high heels. And also loose ligaments and arthritis are associated with bunions.
So, long and short of it is, buy athletic shoes. Come on, warm up with us. Reach for the sky. We just want some blood flow. 4, 3, now circle those arms. That's it. Now, the next thing I want you to do is try and stretch the side of your trunk. So it's going to be a little airplane. Looks like this. Over and over. It's kind of like you're just lifting your underarm. That's it. And watch the hands. They go out. Feet are moving. We're going to step together in 4, 3, 2, pull it in. Step touch, step touch. Good. Yeah, you know, apparently bunions are virtually unknown in barefoot societies.
Sure, kid.
What does that tell you?
So I guess they're not into high tops either then.
No. Well, for those of us who are genetically predisposed to bunions, if we'd gone barefoot and not pinched our toes or worn high heels, we probably would have gotten away without the bunions. 4, 3, now kick your bum 4 times. 4, 3, hello hamstrings, step together. 4, 3, hamstrings again, kick your bum. That's it. Again, step 4, 3, and kick. 4, 3, step together. This time, give me 4 nice high knees alternating. 4, 3, 2, step. 4, 3, and 4 knees. This time, after 4 step togethers, 2 bum kicks, 2 knees. Bum kick twice, 2 knees. Step 4, 3, repeat, 2 behind, 2 knees. I reckon you're about warming up.
I think we're ready to go.
All right.
How do these women walk around in these heights? I don't understand how they do.
You know, it is just about like
I never could understand how they do that.
And you know what happens? Look at me. If I'm pelvic tilted and in good alignment, what's going to happen? I'm going to fall. So the way you compensate in 3-inch heels is you do this. You stick your rear out to change your center of gravity, which means you have your back arched.
Oh.
See, this is really how you want to stand, but you can't, so you do this. Well, not only is it not comfortable, Eric, it is a major cause of back problems.
Yeah, I can imagine.
In North America.
I guess you women were really happy when high heels went out.
Listen, baby cakes, we ushered them out.
We sent them out.
We said, enough of this.
Yeah, great decision.
But still, somewhere back in our psyche is the notion, you know, of the cute little saucy black cocktail dress and the the sling back 3-inch pump. I mean, it's hidden back there somewhere. You doing okay, Irene?
Yes, I'm doing fine.
When did you quit wearing high heels?
Well, since I turned 60, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
2 more to go.
if you wore them up to your 60th year, you're a braver man than I. Switch on. One more. Up. And down. Now, if you don't like bracing on that leg there, okay, then brace on your rib cage. Just make sure that somehow your arm has got something solid behind it. This works well, this works well. Either way, this one I think...
I like this better.
Yeah, now that I've gotten used to it, it's fine for me too. But I have some difficulty leaning very far forward. So when we're straddled out on the step like this, I don't feel that there's much forward flexion. One more.
One to grow on.
Woo! And up.
Oh, that's the good one.
Oh. That's the squeezy one. Okay, biceps done, triceps. We've each chosen our weapon here. I'm going to do these triceps lying down. Irene is going to sit up. We're all just using one weight. If you don't have any weights at all, you can do Eric's tricep push-ups.
I'm going to show you my favorites.
Now, with mine, I've got my hands so that the weight is coming down about where my hair starts to grow on my forehead. That's the hardest way. Now, Eric, explain your tricep push-up.
My tricep push-up, what I'm doing is I form a little triangle with my hands, and I put my hands right underneath my chest.
So they're close together. Your arms are close together.
And it's something you got to build up to. When I started, my hands were a little further apart, and as you get a little stronger, you bring them close together.
Okay. So let's just count. 10 and up. And here's 9 and up. And 8 and up. Already it's
I
feeling
can feel
hard.
those already.
7 and up. And 6 and up. Eric's tricep push-ups, which require him to lift his upper body weight, are clearly the hardest.
They are.
And Irene's position is probably the easiest.
You got me.
Yes?
You got me.
Okay. Let's try 3 more. Eric, you probably did a good 10.
I was going to say, I did my 10 while we were talking
and just
about
showing us. All right. Here comes the last one. Up and down. Whoa, right there.
I felt those. I like those. Those are good ones.
Hard work. Do you need a little stretch? I know you do.
I feel
Think about doing a tricep push-up like Eric did. It's not as pure. There's a lot of other muscles having to work pretty darn hard. When you use a dumbbell, you're able to better isolate the muscle group. But if you find yourself without the right weight for you on a particular exercise, there is sometimes a good push-up position or a good exercise you can do just with your body weight.
And that same exercise that I did can be done from your knees, and it's like all
Yes,
others.
yes.
It's something that needs to be built
To
up
make
to.
it a little easier.
Definitely, yeah. It's something you need to build up to.
Okay, building up delts. The deltoids are here at the top of your shoulders. Lift up, slow, and down, slow to the side. Up and down. So we count 1 and up and down and down. 1A and up and down and down. Here's 2 and up. You got to finish on your own in the break. See you back. And down and down.
You know, when things get really tense, like when I wake up in the morning, that's when I get the urge to crunch something. That's why I like these Guiltless Gourmet no-oil tortilla chips. That is crunchy. I eat them with the Guiltless Gourmet spicy black bean dip. That is spicy.
Guiltless Gourmet tortilla chips with no oil, no added fat, no cholesterol, and
a crunchy crave.
Okay, Brittany. Oh, come on. Hold it. I won't be lifting long if I lift like that. Your back is not a crane, and it's dangerous to bend over like this and try and lift a heavy weight. Better to squat down. Use these powerful muscles for the lifting. Bring this weight right to your core. You need to lift smart. Lift with your legs. Oh, that's so nice.
Charlene Prickett brings you less impact, more results. An aerobics video that combines lower impact moves with some high impact in interval training that really works. Order less impact, more results, and get Hang In There, Charlene's medium impact workout free. 2 hour-long workouts on one cassette for $33.50. Postage and GST included. To order, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Less impact, more results. And Hang In There for $33.50. Wow!
For the first time ever, Charlene Prickett's Rev Up Home video and Charlene's muscle building video together in Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer.
Cross training works. It promotes fat reduction, muscle growth, reduces risk of overuse injury, and it's more fun.
To order Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
Now we did the anterior and lateral aspect of this muscle group, the deltoids. Now we have to do the posterior. And I think the easiest way is just to get down there and rest your upper body on one leg and lift your arm as though it were one stick. Try and keep your elbow straight but not locked.
Okay, I'm counting them.
Good.
This is 10.
Oh my goodness, we have to do a few more for the guy. Oh, you mean you're counting backwards?
9.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant done. Let's go home.
But that was a very interesting thought, though. I liked it.
Now, let me show you why I so much want you to rest your upper body on your knees. Sometimes you go to a weight room and you see people doing this.
Oh.
And they do all kinds of it. They'll do flies like this. And can you see that my back is unsupported in forward flexion? Anytime you're going to overload your back, you want that back to be in neutral.
Want to grow on.
Not to be flexed forward.
We're
done. All right, hey,
done.
while we're right here, let's do rhomboids. You know where you bring your shoulder blades together at the spine? Now you don't use arms here. You try not to shrug your shoulders, and you certainly don't do much with your arms. This is initiated by the scapula, the shoulder blades. Okay, Eric, we know how to do it. Now count.
Okay.
So, when you're weight training,
Would you like to go from 1 to 10?
backwards, I like to count backwards. Lets me know where I am. You don't want to lift heavy weights when your back is arched or when you're bending forward unless you're supported like we are now. You're supported by your kneeling leg. And in fact, you know where a lot of people notice back pain?
2 more.
Is when they're leaning over the sink to brush their teeth or put on their lipstick. Just that little bit of forward flexion. Oh, gosh. I do like that muscle group. I do like rhomboids. I feel like it really helps my posture. Okay, we did the back. Let's do the front. Pecs.
I'm going to show you my
Okay,
favorite
Eric
pec one.
is the guy at home without the right weights. And we go up, and he goes down and down. Now, explain your arm position that makes this pectoral work.
In this one, the idea is to get your arms as wide as you can safely. Down and down. So again, they're in line with your chest, but because they're nice and wide, you're working the pecs.
And you can really feel that on your pecs.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, take that to the knees and
show him on. Now this is a little easier. He does it from the knees. All right, now, for those of you who are hoisting your dumbbells, I just need you to try and keep your elbow joint as open as you can so that you're bringing these weights way to the side like great big moth wings.
Last one.
Up and down and down. Stay right there and let's do abdominal curls. Now, if you want, you can add a little overload behind your head, or you could even add it here. It's heavier, it's more work if you add it behind. And we curl up and down. Try and keep your chin off your chest, just so that you initiate the work with your belly, so that you're not kind of squeaking out a little bit of a head lift, thinking that you're working your belly. Lifting your head doesn't do much for the old belly muscles. That's it. Can you feel it in your tum? Yeah.
Sure can.
You really want to squeeze, and go up as far as you can. And up. Last one. Now we do obliques. We go side and back to time. Side, back, side. So you lift and twist at the same time. Now can you finish these off doing 10 per side? Put on your ankle weights. We'll come back and do reverse curls. Over.
Do your eating habits need some improvement? Well, pull up a chair in Charlene's kitchen and learn how to eat less fat, not less food.
It calls for a half a cup of butter. Butter! Yikes, I say. Yikes. A, it's butter. B, it's a half a cup. I'm not about to put that on my hips. Half of all the calories in a glass of whole milk come from fat.
To order your hour-long Eat Less Fat, Not Less Food video for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
That's it. Use the contraction of these belly muscles to lift you up. Oh, good. Marty's got chronic backache, and the best thing you can do for your back is to strengthen your front. Abdominal curls like this will strengthen these belly muscles that are too lax, and just hug your knees, bring them up. Yeah, that position will stretch the back muscles that are too tight. And once we get his back under control, aerobic activity.
Okay.
Yes.
Serious Curves, Charlene's hour-long advanced weight training video.
And when you lock your limb, you release the tension, and so it's not as effective. Also, if you speed through the contraction, if you go fast as opposed to slow, you reduce the tension. One, up, and down.
Strong muscle makes serious curves. To order Serious Curves for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Heed the battle cry to the benches with Charlene and the Bench Boys. It's an hour-long advanced step workout using logical, fast-moving progressions to achieve heavy, steady-state exertion. What we're talking about here, folks, is less body fat, more fitness.
Get off, 2 knees.
Same thing, back leg.
2, 1, get. Whew. Whenever we say repeaters.
To order for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
The take-home message from today is not to weight lift in a forward position unless you're supported, unless you're braced, and not to do it in an extended position, arched position. And sometimes you see big guys lifting huge, heavy weights like this, and what happens is they've chosen such a heavy weight that they can't get it up totally by the strength of their bicep, and so they use a little back arch to help, which finally gets them doing this, and will wreck the back. Don't do it. Even if you see some big hunk doing it, don't you do it. Okay, reverse curls. You just squeeze your belly. Nothing happens here except contraction of the belly muscles. Your buttock muscles don't contract. It's not here. It's all right here. And primarily, reverse curls stress or challenge the lower fibers of the rectus abdominis, or the belly muscle. And luckily, those are the fibers that get stretched in pregnancy, so this is a great exercise to enhance, regain that strength loss, that tone
Last two.
you suffered in pregnancy. Yes?
Yeah.
And done. All right. Let's move to the outside thigh muscles. Eric and I hang off the step here so that we get a tiny bit more range of motion. You don't have to, you can get right on the floor like Irene. But what this allows us to do is take the leg just a little bit lower than we could if we're on the floor. And that squeaks out just a few more cents worth of value. Okay, so the trivia quiz.
The trivia quiz.
One should load one's back only in what position?
I know. In a supported position.
Yeah, or neutral, like Irene was doing her, when she did her triceps.
Yeah.
Okay. How many? It's got to be...
2 to go.
I was going to say 3.
You were close.
Yep. This is it then?
This is it.
Last one, lower leg, right there. Get rid of your top leg somehow and lift the inside thigh toward the ceiling. Now, if you are lifting a weight that makes you feel locally tired, you feel local muscular fatigue at about 10 reps, 10, 11, you're training at about 80% intensity. And that's called high intensity weight training. And that's where you really get your results. So don't be annoyed. Don't be put off if the last 2 repetitions are kind of hard. And you have to squeeze on that last one. Good. You okay, Irene?
I felt that one.
Huh? Yeah. Are you okay? All right. Okay, other side. Top leg, we lift. Up and up. Now, when you look at Irene's body, you don't think of a woman. And that is largely because she has been so persevering all these years. Exercises.
Yes.
At home, and you exercise at home now.
Yes, I am, because I'm not going to the club anymore.
You have, don't you do it in the basement? You kind of have a little room.
Yes, I have a sort of a little half kind of a exercise room.
2 more.
And you've got your own flex weights at home.
Yes, and I got a bike, and I got the steps, and
you got all. But you know what, Irene? What we need to do is get you a better selection of dumbbells. If I got you some dumbbells, would you use them?
Sure,
Irene?
sure.
Yeah? Of course, what could you say here on national television? No, Charlene, there's no way I'm going to.
Sure, why not?
I put you on the spot, didn't I?
You've got a choice between yes and yes.
Yes and yes. And down and down and up and up. Are we almost done?
Almost there. 3 more.
Okay. What I'm going to ask you to do next is quads. Last one?
Yep.
Up and up. Now, we need to double load for quads. Although this is enough to challenge the adductors and abductors, quadriceps are humongous, big, strong muscle groups. So we'll add a little more. Support your low back and lift the leg out and down and down. 10 reps per leg. Come back with that done and up and up.
Get fit with Charlene Prickett's Aerobic Cross Trainer.
It works.
This is 2 complete aerobic workouts together on one tape, the Aerobic Cross Trainer.
This is 2 workouts
conventional aerobics and step aerobics. So on alternate days, you challenge muscles differently.
To order Charlene Prickett's Aerobic Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
Don't think that because you can't run like those guys, you can't exercise at all. Walking is fine exercise. It's cardiovascular conditioning. It'll reduce your body fat. Try and walk 30 minutes, 3 times a week, and at a speed that feels like comfortable work. When you get stronger, you can swing those arms and eventually add hand weights. Take a hike, America.
Take Charlene Prickett's Rev Up the Sequel, team it up with Home Stretch, and together on one tape, you've got the Hard Easy Cross Trainer.
This is 2 workouts, an advanced conventional aerobic workout to reduce body fat and a stretch program for flexibility.
To order Charlene Prickett's Hard Easy Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
If you like step aerobics, have we got a deal for you. 2 Charlene Prickett step workouts on one tape. 1 Step Further and Step Right Up. You get both on one cassette for $33.50.
Step Right Up is advanced level with high-intensity, fast-paced movements.
If you get tired, you can give it this.
1 Step Further is less intense. It's an intermediate workout with more time spent on each routine.
To order these 2 great step workouts for only $33.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
All right, you're just going to lift up and up and down and down. So here's 1, and you're just lifting that foot straight to the ceiling. Eric's counting 2.
I sure am.
To protect your low back, you need to strengthen your belly muscles, strengthen your back muscles. You know how often we do back extensions when we weight train. That strengthens the back muscles. Sit in well-designed chairs that have a back support. And if you have to accept an ill-designed chair, use a little pillow behind your back for support. Oh, I can really feel this.
Yep.
And switch legs up and up. Remember never to load your back except in a neutral position. So look, this means when your car gets stuck in the sand at the beach or the snow in the mountains, and you get out to push, make sure you're not bending over when you push, and make sure you're not stretched out. You ever see anybody push with their back arched? They're kind of, their feet are a long way from the load, and they kind of arch their back. Better to lean up to it. Hamstrings, the last big muscle group. You're gonna lift up and up. So you can push with your trunk. That's not a concern, just so your trunk is in line. Just so you're not arched back or forward bend. If you plant that in your mind, next time you have to push a load, maybe that little piece of information will come forward and save you some misery.
2 more.
Make sure these thighs are both vertical. You don't want this. You want that back there. Other leg. Can you finish this one and then do a little stretch? Good on you. Up and down and down.
Promotional consideration paid by Guiltless Gourmet, makers of no-oil tortilla chips, salsa, and bean dips. Guiltless Gourmet, all the taste without the guilt. Exercise wear by Gilda Marks, the exercise wear with the breathables lining. Ankle weights by Flex Weights, the adjustable weight that goes from a ½ pound to 6 pounds. Hair by Jerome and Bees Braiding and Extensions. Makeup by John Cox at About Face. To order one of our videotapes or our recipe book, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Letters requiring an answer from It Figures should be accompanied by $3 and a self-addressed stamped envelope. can remember my mom and dad stalking flies and mosquitoes all over the house with this weapon, and it used to drive me crazy. But I guess it was better than those disgusting hanging pest strips. You know, those things release pesticide into the air you breathe, and many contain vapona, a carcinogen the EPA has considered banning. So be careful about hanging pest strips around a baby's cradle. Better to roll up your newspaper. And be careful too with mothballs. They contain insecticides which can be fatal to small children who eat them. Whole families have become ill and infants have died from heavy exposure to mothballs containing naphthalene. And wearing a sweater or sleeping under a blanket that's been stored in mothballs is a risk to long-term health. If you must use mothballs, use airtight garment bags to store them in and air those clothes out before you wear them. A cedar chest or closet may protect clothes better, but cedar chips are also hazardous if kids eat them. It's step.
You know, it's a really good idea to clean your clothes thoroughly before you store them away, because pests aren't attracted to the fibers, but they're attracted to food, urine, and also perspiration. And vacuum thoroughly before you put those clothes away to remove any lint or dust balls where fabric pests may hide. And keep your clothes in a cooler environment, not in the attic where it really might be hot, because the heat sets those stains. Okay, and that'll maintain your clothes far longer. That's what my mom always used to say.
That's what the mother's law was in Arkansas too, Diane.
That's right.
It always used to kill me to pay the cleaning bill just as I was storing them. I know. Because generally we had to clean them again when we got them out because Mother used mothballs. Oh boy, she was a big believer in those mothballs, but I used a cedar closet.
Yeah, Mom did too, all the time. The cedar smells a lot better, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Let's use your shoulder blades. Bring them apart, together, apart, together. Now don't just make this arm work. We really want to open and close your upper back. All right, circle those hands. And now just anytime you feel ready, in your own good time, cross it over to a straddle. We'll hang out here and wait for you. You there? Okay, back to childhood. We're going to play airplane. Here you go.
Welcome on
Straighten
board.
those arms. And what we want to do here is put some stretch in your rib cage so that you really are stretched out through your trunk. All right, let those hands go. Just swing. Move it back and hold the very last one. I'll count you down. 4, 3, 2, hold right there. Slip that forward. Make your heel flat on the floor and arms extend up and back and up and back. So this is, rather than a static, a dynamic stretch on the big gastrocnemius muscle in your calf. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it back, and without locking your knee, stretch your hamstring. Bear weight always on the stable leg, which is the one on the floor, with a little bend in the knee. Now just take your rear end toward the ceiling, or you could think away from your foot, and you feel the stretch along the hamstring muscle. This is gentle, nothing intense yet. Okay, switch legs. Let's do that gastroc. Lean with me. We're out and in, out and in.
This is really effective by having that leg right up there, isn't it?
It really forces you to take a good gastroc stretch. That foot that's flat on the floor has to be straight ahead, right smack ahead. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hamstring. Now, you have to think with me a little bit here. Think, take the bum out. Take the bum up toward the ceiling. Yes? Are you ready to go to work? Give me basic. Up and down. Worst comes to worst,
this is what you do. You go back to basic. Okay, put basic and straddle across the step. Good. Now, whenever it feels comfortable to you, just turn it back around. All right? We're going to do 3 basic and 3 up touch, down touch. Here's 1, hands are going. 2, here's the last, and it's up touch, down touch. 2, 3, basics again. That's it.
Step. This is great.
I would do step every day if I didn't think I would get bored and eventually injured. I do too love it.
I used to be a die-hard high impactor, but now I'm...
But we can get such intensity with the step. But really, you did not want to do this every day. I know you'd like to, and I would too, but variety is the spice of life.
That's right.
Gonna make a little change at the other end. 2 more. This time it's a kick. Watch the hands. 2, 3, basic. I want to talk to you about another practice that you need to think about and consider carefully and maybe just get rid of altogether, and that is douching.
Oh, yes.
You know, there is some association with cervical cancer and frequent douching. And since it's not even something that you have to do, you want to ask, is it worth it? Now watch this. Ball change.
Oh, I like that.
Ball change. Last one.
You're going to keep it down.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but it adds a little interest. It's a kick, step, ball change.
It's like a cha-cha.
It is almost like a cha-cha. Ball change is an old dance term. It means ball change. You use the ball of the foot. Hup. All right, we'll practice it a couple more times. Any of this stuff that confuses you, don't worry about it. You can stop before it gets fancy. Up, step, ball change. Step, ball change. Last time, hold this basic. Now, anytime it feels comfortable to you, I want you to just cross it over. It's the same step. You there, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm here.
You had a little hiccup there?
I hiccuped all right.
You mean you burped?
I've been so
outright
babified.
Watch my trailing foot. I'm just going to leave it on the step. Anytime you can join in, do. Now watch what I do with that trailing step. She lifts up, up. Good. You know, cervical cancer is certainly related to sexual behavior, to the frequency of sex, and particularly with many partners, and the age at which people become sexually active. And it has been hard for researchers to separate out the act of douching with the act of sex and the relationship that that might have on cervical cancer. So somebody got smart and decided to study Mormon women.
Good idea.
Because their religion forbids extramarital sex. Now watch out. We're going to add 1 up touch, down touch right here. Go over, lift, up, touch, down, touch. Go over, lift, up, touch, down, touch.
I think this is leading to something. I know it.
That's it. You're right. We don't call them progressions for nothing. Now, up, touch. Watch my up touch, down touch. Just watch what I'm doing. Hold what you know.
Okay.
It's a hamstring curl and another lift. And you can think rocking horse.
Yeah, yeehaw.
Good. So, they compared Mormon women who have cervical cancer, 266 of them, with a ton, 400 or so, 480 Mormon women who were healthy. And sure enough, those people who were douching more were the ones that had the cancer. Now, guess what? We're gonna lose the rocking horses after this one. Cross over, 3, cross over, 2, cross over, 3 rocking horses right here. 2, 3, cross over, 3 times, cross over, right here. Once more, give me 3 rocking horses. Move back, cross over 3 times and moving it forward. So crossovers take you forward, 3 rocking horses take you back. Good. You have the break to perfect it. See you back. Hup.
Yeah.
Woo. Hup. Woo.
Oh, darling! Have I got something for you? Guiltless gourmet, no oil tortilla chips, can you believe it? No oil, no added fat, no guilt. Ow! It's like I died and went to Miami. It's the bread. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Guiltless Gourmet tortilla chips with no oil, no added fat, no cholesterol, and...
Thank you.
Aerobic shoes, runners, my beach thongs, the walking shoes. Gee, you'd think I was a centipede. But the key to staying fit and lean is regular exercise. And I need this variety of sports so I can exercise daily and avoid overuse injuries. Yeah, it's worth it to me to take all this stuff. I really feel better when I exercise. Oh.
For the first time ever, Charlene Prickett's Rev Up Home video and Charlene's muscle building video together in Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer.
Cross training works. It promotes fat reduction, muscle growth, reduces risk of overuse injury, and it's more fun.
To order Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
Charlene Prickett brings you less impact, more results. An aerobics video that combines lower impact moves with some high impact in interval training that really works. Order less impact, more results, and get Hang In There, Charlene's medium impact workout free. 2 hour-long workouts on 1 cassette for $33.50. Postage and GST included. To order, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Less impact, more results. And Hang In There for $33.50. Wow!
Yeah, now we're crossing over, adding some propulsion. Here's 3 crosses, 2, last one, rocking horse, 3, 2, 1, 3 crosses, 2, last one, rocking horse. These are our last horses. Woo! Get it now or don't get it. March on top. Just march here. All right, hands to the front. Little alternate touchdowns. Just barely touch your toe. Down, down. You with us? Woo! All right. Give me 2 aside. 2, other leg. 2. Now if you want, you can give a hop in between. Don't worry about it if you don't want it. Pull up a knee if you want. There you go. You know, for years, researchers suspected that water-based douching had some association with cervical cancer, but it wasn't till this Mormon study that they really we're able to establish a good firm link. And what they really found statistically was that those women who douched more than once a week were 5 times more likely to get cervical cancer.
That's incredible.
It's pretty high. Give me 4 a leg. 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. 4, 3, up, 2, up, 1, switch. With us? Breathing. Ow, hard.
Yeah. I can feel this.
1, switch. 4, 3, 2. Here's the last time. March on top. On the top 4. On the floor 4. Good. On the top, 2 marches. On the floor. Repeat. Good. Give me singles. And you know what? They think really what's going on here is that the natural secretions and bacteria in the vagina afford some protection. Those secretions and those little bacteria have been living there for generations.
Natural is best.
That's natural is best.
That's what they're there for.
And they protect the pelvic region. I'm going to ask you for an up, knee, down, down. 2 more. Looks like this. Up, knee. Up, knee. Now, watch the arms. Give us a big punch. Now, you want more intensity? Do the down, down at the back of the step. So, you've really got to reach here with your legs. Yes. And you'll see that we get real quiet. Yes. I can feel that one. Focused. Okay, a single, give me a repeater. 3, 2, 1, again. 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2. Give me a single, a repeater. Instead of single, single, double, single, single, triple, single, single, triple. Yes. Good. Single, single, repeater. Good. Singles now. Bring it down. Hold it in the middle. Forget stepping back. 2 more. Last one, give me basic. Here you are, basic. Whoa! Catch your breath. Good work, guys. All right. Whenever you can, turn this around. I'll wait on you. No rush. 4, 3, tap and change every time. And change. Hands. Up. Good. All right. Spread those apart and make them turn. You get 3 turns. Here's 3, 2, 1. You get a knee up right here. 3 turn steps. And 2, and a knee up. Okay, the pattern is 3 turns and then a knee. You work with it, see you back. Knee up. 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 Woo. Again.
You know, when things get really tense, like when I wake up in the morning, that's when I get the urge to crunch something. That's why I like these Guiltless Gourmet no-oil tortilla chips. That is crunchy. I eat them with the Guiltless Gourmet spicy black bean dip. That is spicy.
Guiltless Gourmet tortilla chips with no oil, no added fat, no cholesterol, and
a crunchy crave.
See, baked potato, banana, lettuce. Look at this. 2 brown bags for my lunch. But I want to have my major meal at midday. You know, if you don't even change the number of calories you eat in a day, and you just eat more of them earlier in the day, you'll lose fat. It's true. The best plan is 25% of your daily calories for breakfast, 50% for lunch, and 25% for supper. Try it.
Do your eating habits need some improvement? Well, pull up a chair in Charlene's kitchen and learn how to eat less fat, not less food.
It calls for a half a cup of butter. Butter! Yikes, I say. Yikes. A, it's butter. B, it's a half a cup. I'm not about to put that on my hips. Half of all the calories in a glass of whole milk come from fat.
To order your hour-long Eat Less Fat, Not Less Food video for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Serious Curves, Charlene's hour-long advanced weight training video.
And when you lock your limb, you release the tension, and so it's not as effective. Also, if you speed through the contraction, if you go fast as opposed to slow, you reduce the tension. One, up, and down.
Strong muscle makes serious curves. To order Serious Curves for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
3 turns, 2 more, last turn, knee up. Now listen, you get 1 turn, 3 knees right here. 3, 2, 1, turn once, 3 knees, repeater, yes. So we just reversed it. All right, go for it. Yes, listen, there was a study back in 1990 in JAMA, which is the Journal of the American Medical Association, and that study found the same thing with slightly different numbers. They found that women who douched 3 or more times a month were 3.5 times more likely to have pelvic inflammatory disease. What is that? It's one of the prime causes of infertility. That's just incredible. Yeah. To do something when you don't have to, like that? Well,
I never used to douche, and then I'm sure there must have been the media because I started reading magazines, see it advertised on the TV, then I started douching.
Probably, Diane, you get the feeling from the media message that you're not cleaning.
That's exactly it. You think, oh, I'm not cleaning properly.
You're not doing something everybody else is doing. Nature took care of those things. Just give me basic right here. Okay, we're gonna take the music out. You're done. Heart pump's done. Find a heart rate. Ready?
I got basic
count.
now.
Stop. Where were you? Good. Have a look at the charts. Gals, we'd like you to find your age on the horizontal and your beats on the vertical. Cross over to the left, and that gives you your intensity. Guys. There you go. Make sense? We did all the math for you. Okay. We're going to tap and change every time. Up, up, down, tap. Up, up, down, tap. Hands, and move across. 4 more like this. 3, 2. We're going to add over here 2 little half jacks. Half and half. Go. Inside leg, outside leg. Go across. Inside, outside. You with us? Woo. Yeah. Well, if you get frustrated, you can always just do basic, but we're trying to bring you down now. 2 more. Last one. Go across, and the jacks are just little taps to the step. Across, tap up. There you go. Across, tap up. Across. Hold these taps, hold these taps, hold these taps. 4, 3, 2, and 2 basics. 2, 1, tap. 4, 3, 2, and 2 basics. Keep that going. I trust you. See you back. 4, 3, 2, up.
Heed the battle cry to the benches with Charlene and the Bench Boys. It's an hour-long advanced step workout using logical, fast-moving progressions to achieve heavy, steady-state exertion. What we're talking about here, folks, is less body fat, more fitness.
Get off, trees!
Same thing, back leg.
2, 1, get. Whew. Whenever we say repeaters.
To order for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Spinach stuffed salmon. We eat fish twice a week just to prevent cardiovascular disease. Yeah, the oils of cold water fish help disperse those saturated fats that clog up our arteries. Now, you got to eat the right fish. Salmon, trout, mackerel, tuna, sardines, eel, those are all good sources. These fish make good eating and good health.
Get fit with Charlene Prickett's Aerobic Cross Trainer.
It works.
This is 2 complete aerobic workouts together on one tape, the Aerobic Cross Trainer.
This is 2 workouts, conventional aerobics and step aerobics, so on alternate days you challenge muscles differently.
To order Charlene Prickett's Aerobic Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
Take Charlene Prickett's Rev Up the Sequel, team it up with Home Stretch, and together on one tape, you've got the Hard Easy Cross Trainer.
This is 2 workouts, an advanced conventional aerobic workout to reduce body fat and a stretch program for flexibility.
To order Charlene Prickett's Hard Easy Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
Oh, the nice stuff. Stretch that big gastrocnemius that worked so hard. Make sure that your foot is straight forward, heels on the floor, and you're just leaning forward. Dr. George Malkasian, who is no less than the senior OBGYN consultant at the Mayo Clinic, says, quote, "There is no evidence that douching has any benefits for normal, healthy, active women," unquote. Now we're moving to the soleus muscle. You need to put your weight on the front foot, keep your heel on the floor, and bend your knee as much as possible. So there you have it from the big guns.
I think the big cheese.
The big cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. Then just think, my goodness, if you don't smoke and you don't douche, there's some grocery money right there. All right, and you get your clothes clean before summer. Just kills my soul. When you drive by my house in the winter and you see clothes hanging, now we're right here. You got this patella off the step, you got your kneecap off the step, this leg is vertical, and your pelvic tilt. That's stretch on the quads. I hang my clothes out on the porch. Oh, the first couple of months of winter, it's not because we have no closet space. We're airing them out.
A garage sale.
Oh, yeah. If Charlene doesn't want this anymore, I'll take that. Okay, now stretch it way out here. Get your front leg way out to stretch the hip flexors. This is what we used to call in Arkansas the Razorback spread. It's the old cheerleading pose, so sink down into it. You worked hard and it pays off over the long haul. Bye. Promotional consideration paid by Guiltless Gourmet, makers of no-oil tortilla chips, salsa, and bean dips. Guiltless Gourmet, all the taste without the guilt. Exercise wear by Gilda Marks, the exercise wear with the breathables lining. Ankle weights by Flex Weights, the adjustable weight that goes from a ½ pound to 6 pounds. Hair by Jerome and Bees Braiding and Extensions. Makeup by John Cox at About Face. To order one of our videotapes or our recipe book, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Letters requiring an answer from It Figures should be accompanied by $3 and a self-addressed stamped envelope.
yo-yo dieting, losing and gaining weight over and over, it leads to lowered metabolic rates. So the more you yo-yo, the harder it is to lose fat. Quit dieting. Just start thinking in terms of healthy, nutritious, low-fat food choices. Eating dietary fat is much more fattening than eating carbohydrate or protein because the body handles fat quite differently. By the way, all fats, saturated, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, all contribute equally to obesity. Fats store 9 calories of energy per gram of weight, more than twice the energy in a gram of carbohydrate or protein. So fats are highly concentrated energy. If we had to store our excess calories as carbohydrates or protein rather than fat, our bodies would be 2.5 times larger than they are. Exercise burns calories, but it can't prevent fat from going into storage. And once stored, that stuff is difficult to reduce. So eat less fat, not less food. And don't eat sugar and fat together. Tell you more as we lift iron.
I see so many girls today, especially teenage girls, trying to lose weight by starving themselves and then only eating a chocolate bar, when they should be eating 3 meals a day and leaving out the chocolate bars.
Amen, Brother Ben. All right, reach for the sky. Reach up and up. Now circle those arms, big circles. That's it. And it's 4, 3, drop those arms. They're out, out. Good. And you're standing next to a lady who loves chocolate.
Oh, indeed I do. I need my chocolate fixes.
We're hoping
But I still like eating my meals, though, too.
Oh, absolutely. But we're hoping that those chocolate manufacturers learn what the ice cream people did. We're looking for low-fat chocolate bar.
Please send them in. Send them in. We'll try them out for you.
3, step together. Step. Well, there ought to be a way, I reckon. Because, you know, the chocolate bean and cocoa powder hasn't much fat. We got 4 of these singles, 2 this away, 2 that away. That makes a grapevine. Go again. Now add back in those 4 singles right here. 4, 3, 2, grapevine.
Well, I must say, I think your chocolate icing made with cocoa and quark is just fabulous.
Skim milk quark.
It's so good.
Yes, there is very little fat in that. And Renee, anytime your chocolate manic state hits, you just phone me up and I'll get out my blender and my quark and my cocoa.
Oh, you don't know what sort of trouble you're in, kiddo. This is a daily fix.
Okay, this time, give me 4 heels. Heel out, out, and out. Grapevine. 4 heels. Step, heel, step, and grapevine. Give me 4 knees. Knee up. 1 more. Grapevine. You guys getting warm?
It's warm.
Once more. Then we'll call it warm. 4 knees. Up. And go to work. Pump some iron. Can we start on the big guys? Or you want to start up?
Yeah.
Okay. These and these. Big for upper body, big for total body. And we'll start from the top because, you know, sometimes it's hard to get women to give the attention they need to that upper body musculature. That upper body can do a lot for you in terms of burning calories if you'll build up the muscle mass. Now you're counting?
6.
Okay.
6, Xana?
Xana, what do you eat when your friends are eating burgers, chips, and candy bars? How do you handle that?
Well, sometimes we have burgers that are made with meat that don't have so much fat.
Lean? Like you mean our buffalo burgers?
That's it. That side's done.
Time to switch. But what do you do when they are junking out on candy?
Well, there's lots of other stuff that you can eat that's sweet, that's not candy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What's your favorite?
Favorite?
Marshmallows?
Yep, marshmallows.
Because we do keep them. Xana cottoned on to making Rice Krispie squares with no fat at all. And that's her job in our house when the sweet tooth fairy hits.
I really, really hate marshmallows.
Really? But you know, you might not in Rice Krispie squares.
Well, I can eat them camping. No, I don't like Rice Krispie
You
squares
like them
either.
burned in the campfire?
Yeah, burned, dripping, and then they're good. Or banana boats. We make banana boats camping.
Oh, are you counting? It's hard to
No,
count
I'm not,
and talk.
Xana, where are
I
we?
can tell you, this is
I
the
think
last
one more,
one. Up, and down.
That
Okay.
last up and down was
Triceps. Everybody's going to do triceps differently. Xana's going to sit up. Renee is going to lean over. So if you have a sofa, and just so you brace your upper body if you're leaning forward. I'm lying down. Ready, set, go. Up and up. Xana, tell about how you and your grandma substitute applesauce when you bake.
Well, my grandma just was reading a magazine and read that applesauce could be exchanged for butter, and everything that she makes with applesauce instead of butter tastes exactly the same.
It really works. I
It
can vouch
is
for that as well,
amazing.
really.
It's
Muffins are
amazing.
great.
And Xana and I were reading somewhere, I think it was the University of California Berkeley Wellness Letter, that you could substitute any pureed fruit.
Last one.
Like you could substitute pumpkin. You know, and after Halloween, you have all that pumpkin left around. You could substitute pureed prunes. Now, I'd want to be careful with what I do with
I love prunes.
Well, they have that laxative effect. That would be my concern. Okay, are you guys ready for traps? These guys, shoulder presses. You just lift straight up and down and down, up and up. So, Xana, what would we have to do to convince young teenage girls that they could eat 3 normal meals a day as long as they'd switch to complex carbohydrates and eat a low-fat choice of foods?
I think if you gave them something that they liked to eat for every meal and a dessert that was good for them to go with every meal, and just prove to them that they could lose weight.
Sure. And how long would they stick with it?
Forever.
We can hope forever.
All right, well, golly, I think that's doable. Well, we've done these guys, the pecs, down you go. Now, if you have no weights that are appropriate for your pecs, you can do what Renee's doing. 1, 2, 1, 2. You got it? Renee has her knees on the floor and her arms spread way apart. That's the trick to get your pecs involved. And then she's got her shoulders way out over her hands. And it's really almost harder than this pectoral exercise
I'm
with
sure
weights.
it's 10 times harder.
Well, you're so righteous. The problem with those pectoral push-ups is that there are a lot of more other muscle groups working real hard to stabilize. So it's not as good for isolation, but hey, it's better than nothing if you don't have the right weight load. Last time. And up and up. Oh my goodness, done. I do like that muscle group. I really feel strong with it. Now, here you go. Lats right here. Great big muscles that stick out on those bodybuilders. Spread your hands way apart and you dip down and up and up. 10 of these is all you'll want. See you back. And down.
If you like step aerobics, have we got a deal for you. 2 Charlene Prickett step workouts on 1 tape. 1 Step Further and Step Right Up. You get both on 1 cassette for $33.50.
Step Right Up is advanced level with high-intensity, fast-paced movements.
If you get tired, you can give it this. One step further is less intense. It's an intermediate workout with more time spent on each routine.
To order these 2 great step workouts for only $33.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
It's good to see you back at it, Irene. You were smart to lay off till you got over that flu.
Well, I didn't want to make matters worse.
Well, that's for darn sure. You know, exercising with a viral infection can actually spread the virus to your heart muscle. It's called myocarditis, and that's a real problem. A good rule of thumb is lay off 24 hours once your fever has returned to normal.
Oh, darling! Have I got something for you? Guiltless gourmet, no oil tortilla chips, can you believe it? No oil, no added fat, no guilt. Ow! It's like I died and went to Miami. It's the place. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Guiltless Gourmet tortilla chips with no oil, no added fat, no cholesterol, and...
Thank you. Wow.
For the first time ever, Charlene Prickett's Rev Up Home video and Charlene's Muscle Building video together in Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer.
Cross-training works. It promotes fat reduction, muscle growth, reduces risk of overuse injury, and it's more fun.
To order Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
And up, and down, and down. Trivia question of the day. What muscle group is the prime mover here? Wrist extensors. Why? Well, because you want to be able to open bottles and win at tennis.
I wish this would make the difference for winning at tennis. I somehow don't think so.
Yeah, I think a few lessons are required.
No, I need some hand-eye coordination, a gift.
Just try and make sure all of this is happening. Boy, you're lifting a lot of weight, my friend. Showing that she has her father's body build and not mine. She's a much stronger woman than I am. How many?
72. What do you think?
Come on, come on.
4 more.
Okay. Woo, tough. And 2 more. Here you go, squeeze it out. It's always the last 2 that are the hard ones, and that means you're training at about 80% intensity. That's what we want. Done. Oh, you want to see how to stretch that? You bring this guy down, and then let's see. Oh yeah, you bring him down, and then you turn him up. And can you feel that along there? Can you? He's
yes,
down.
I can.
You grab him and turn him up. Can you do that? Can you feel it? Nice. Try the other side. So you grab him here.
Oh, yep.
Now you turn him up. And that wrist extensor, which is right along there, really stretches. Okay, put on your ankle weights. We took the liberty of putting ours on in the break. It's quads. You need to get down here and support your low back. And this is what you do. Just lift up and up. Now, Renee, I'm going to give them a couple to get ready.
Well,
so
I don't have to do more than
don't
10,
count.
do I?
but you do, because now you have to start counting. There's 10.
No, I can count for you very
Here's
well.
9. You're such a wuss.
Oh, I am today, aren't I?
So, Xana, teenage girls are kind of beginning to worry about their figures because they start putting on body fat.
Beginning to worry. Yikes.
Well, do you see girls being obsessive about their body? Compulsive?
I don't know any, but in every magazine there's a story about someone who's anorexic or bulimic or something.
Do you know anyone? You've never come across anybody?
Last one.
And other side. Xana, you have, for obvious reasons, because you've grown up with me, you have an appreciation for strength, being strong. Do most teenage girls care about being strong?
You can't say most teenage girls anything.
Well, golly, she's had too much science, I think. Right, Renee? All right, let me rephrase that, darling.
I think some girls are starting to get into going to weight training and stuff like that.
Whoa. This was it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And done. All right. We did these big guys, these big guys, these big guys, which leaves us with those big hamstrings. Up you come. Grab something. Just put your hand lightly on the edge of the sofa. That's enough to give you balance. Not here. Both thighs are parallel. You lift up and up and down and down. You know, researchers tell us that a real problem is the misuse of food, that when people don't feel like they're loved or don't somehow feel secure in themselves, they actually try and seek comfort or punishment if they think that they deserve punishment from food, which of course is a misuse of food because food should really just be fuel for our bodies. Xana, do you see that happening with young women? We need to switch legs here.
A little bit. If food sometimes, I guess people think it helps if they're depressed, they go and eat. Or they just become attached to food if they're bored maybe.
Yes. Do you see it much, Renee?
Oh, sure. And people who are stressed out, you know, the kids that just driven you nuts, dive into the ice cream.
They say ice cream is the biggest comfort food.
Is that right?
In North America. And I don't identify that. I'm not a big ice cream lover. So from my own personal experience, I have a little difficulty with that.
I can understand it entirely.
Yes? Last one and done.
Food.
And whoa. Boy, do you know where your hamstrings are or what? That exercise didn't tell you. Okay, moving right back here. Glutes, we lift. Up and up. You just lift that foot straight to the ceiling. Now, can you work on these? You need to do a good 10 reps per leg, and then we'll come back and stretch out some of these big structures, and we'll do our ab work. And it's up and up and down.
Charlene Prickett brings you less impact, more results. An aerobics video that combines lower impact moves with some high impact in interval training that really works. Order less impact, more results, and get Hang In There, Charlene's medium impact workout free. 2 hour-long workouts on one cassette for $33.50. Postage and GST included. To order, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Less impact, more results. And Hang In There for $33.50. Wow!
That's shin splints. Pain anywhere down the front of the lower leg or toward the inside here. And one of the main causes is that the front muscles are weak compared to these big, strong calf muscles in the back. We got to strengthen the front. You need to weight your forefoot and then flex and point repeatedly. If you're prone to shin splints with aerobics or running, do this daily.
You know, when things get really tense, like when I wake up in the morning, that's when I get the urge to crunch something. That's why I like these Guiltless Gourmet no-oil tortilla chips. That is crunchy. I eat them with the Guiltless Gourmet spicy black bean dip. That is spicy.
Guiltless Gourmet tortilla chips with no oil, no added fat, no cholesterol, and
a crunchy crave.
Do your eating habits need some improvement? Well, pull up a chair in Charlene's kitchen and learn how to eat less fat, not less food.
It calls for a half a cup of butter. Butter! Yikes, I say. Yikes. A, it's butter. B, it's a half a cup. I'm not about to put that on my hips. Half of all the calories in a glass of whole milk come from fat.
To order your hour-long Eat Less Fat, Not Less Food video for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Okay, let's just stretch your glute. You hoist up one leg, and then with power from your hands, you pull it across the center line. Now I feel it in my glute. If I just do this, I don't feel that. It has to come well across the center line. Got it, guys? feel some stretch? Okay. Hold that a sec. Those glutes worked hard, didn't they? Now let's do hamstring. If you've got a weight on, just be a little careful here. Hold your leg so it doesn't fall down in your face and do some tissue damage, tear some muscle there. Oh boy, are those hamstrings tight, my
Especially
goodness.
this side, ooh.
My right side is always a little tighter too. I don't know if there's some, I don't think there's any association with right hand dominance, but you find a lot of people.
Mine is right leg injury.
Right leg injury, huh? Is that that old bicycle injury?
Oh, I hate to admit it, an old cheerleading injury.
Oh, cheerleading. Now, pull this across so you really get, you know, that piriformis muscle there in your buttock. That's a muscle that needs to be kept flexible so it won't go into spasm. For if it goes into spasm, we got sciatic problems. It irritates that sciatic nerve. Okay, I feel that. Let's try hamstring. Oh my goodness, it's just, you know, after you've just worked this muscle group maximally, it feels so tight. That's when you really need to stretch. Okay, squeeze it all out. Now, before we do our abs, we're just gonna work our anterior tibialis, our shins. Replace your ankle weights and put them on your front feet, on your forefeet, and you just lift and lower. Now you can do this by having your legs hanging in the air, but for some people it's stressful on the knees. This is what I mean. You could do it like this. But if that is stressful, hanging them off the edge of your step or a sofa will be just fine because you've got the weight of the ankle weight plus working against gravity. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that enough? Did you catch in a good 10? Okay, done. Now let's do curls. You can just leave those weights on, it's all right. Now if you want some overload, you can put it on your chest or behind your head, or heck, if you've got a step and you can incline it, put your head at the bottom, that's making it harder because you're having to work against more gravity. And up and up and down and down, up and up. You know, Renee, one thing that's happened in our household over the last, I guess, year is Xana has taken on more of the cooking responsibilities. She's a very mean pancake maker.
What maker?
Pancake.
Pancake
Sunday morning
maker.
brunch.
Oh, Kyle in our house is taking over a lot of the cooking, and his forte is all those hot things like hot and sour soup and
oh, how
hot
lovely.
stir fries.
Send him over, send him over. We'll keep him for the weekend. And up, last one, and done. Now we do obliques, which is lift and twist, this sort of thing. Lift and twist. Can you do 10 or so? See you back to do reverse curls, so keep those weights on. And over.
Serious Curves, Charlene's hour-long advanced weight training video.
And when you lock your limb, you release the tension, and so it's not as effective. Also, if you speed through the contraction, if you go fast as opposed to slow, you reduce the tension. One, up, and down.
Strong muscle makes serious curves. To order Serious Curves for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Whew, that was a challenge. Why do I do it? Well, at this point, I not only enjoy the benefits of aerobic exercise, I actually enjoy the exercise. I like being strong. It makes daily life easier. I like all the energy I have. I like wearing size 8. I don't live to exercise. I exercise to live. Better, maybe longer.
Heed the battle cry to the benches with Charlene and the Bench Boys. It's an hour-long advanced step workout using logical, fast-moving progressions to achieve heavy, steady-state exertion. What we're talking about here, folks, is less body fat, more fitness.
Get off, jeez!
Same thing, back leg.
2, 1, get. Whew. Whenever we say repeaters.
To order for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Get fit with Charlene Prickett's Aerobic Cross Trainer.
It works.
This is 2 complete aerobic workouts together on one tape, the Aerobic Cross Trainer.
This is 2 workouts, conventional aerobics and step aerobics, so on alternate days you challenge muscles differently.
To order Charlene Prickett's Aerobic Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
It's reverse curls. And what are the guidelines? You don't do this. You don't just wave your legs back and forth. You don't squeeze your tush. This is relaxed. Nothing is happening there. Third rule is you squeeze your belly. The work happens here. And you know, this lift is just so small, you can hardly see anything.
It doesn't look like much,
Yeah,
does it?
I can tell you, if you're lifting real big, then you're using some other muscles. Yeah. So I think they figured it out, Renee, so best start counting. 10. 10 now. Sam, what about soda pop? You drink a lot of juice in our house. Is that just you, or do our teenagers heavy into juice?
I think teenagers are still heavy into pop.
We need to change that because we really do. There's just an awful lot of sugar in pop. See, this is why I thought you ought to leave those weights on, because if you're hanging off your step, the weights really help you stay on your step. If you're doing this flat on the floor, that's fine, but you'll probably want to put your hands behind then, because it's just too hard on the floor with your hands on your head. We put the hands up here for overload. Up and down and down. Okay, hang on, Renee. You need to be counting here somewhere. I'd say we've done maybe 4.
Yeah, okay.
Now this is hard for everybody, I can tell you, because these muscles that are the prime movers here are not big guys. They're small little muscles.
Last
and
one.
This is really what does that say?
It means enough.
The chorus of songbirds. Okay, you know what? I think we have time for rhomboids. And if ever you feel like you're beginning to hunch over as you age, rhomboids will get it right out of you. Now, it's not this. It's not just arms. You're working right here. You lift your shoulder blades together and now apart. Up and up. And if you could look in the mirror and see if you're getting that kind of movement in your upper back, that will separate the men from the boys right there. If you see that kind of movement, you got it. Zanna, you found this one hard in the beginning, didn't you?
Me too.
It's hard to isolate that group and do it with your back, not your arms.
Here's last one.
Good, you got it, you got it. Now, go get a good day, because you deserve it. And done. All right. Try this. Try a stretch. Promotional consideration paid by Guiltless Gourmet, makers of no-oil tortilla chips, salsa, and bean dips. Guiltless Gourmet, all the taste without the guilt. Exercise wear by Gilda Marks, the exercise wear with the breathables lining. Ankle weights by Flex Weights, the adjustable weight that goes from a ½ pound to 6 pounds. Hair by Jerome and Bees Braiding and Extensions. Makeup by John Cox at About Face. To order one of our videotapes or our recipe book, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Letters requiring an answer from It Figures should be accompanied by $3 in a self-addressed stamped envelope.
National Cancer Institute researchers reported that women who dyed their hair may increase their risk of lymphoma by 50%. Several hundred Nebraska cancer sufferers and 1,400 cancer-free residents were asked to recall their use of hair color products. Women with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma were 1.5 times as likely to remember using hair color. Those with the longest histories of hair dyeing had the highest disease rates. Now, no increased risk was found for those who highlighted or used the lighter permanent colors or semi-permanent dyes. Researchers think that chemicals allow the darker coal tar-based dyes to seep into the scalp. 20 to 40% of American women use hair color, and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is among our most rapidly increasing malignancies. Man, we need more research, and I'm thinking of doing the blonde thing. What do you think? It's STEP today.
The US FDA does not establish a causal link between hair dye and increased cancer. And even Sheila Zahn, who headed the study, said it's not established yet, so it's not definite. But I don't have to worry because I'm a natural blonde, right?
Yeah. With a little help from your friends, right?
Yeah, the sun.
Absolutely, that's what I say. Yeah.
One rotation, the other rotation, both arms together. You're just lucky that the association was not there at all between lymphoma and bleach. Oh gosh, do I feel the evil eye behind me? I swear, you guys, if the next study validates any of those associations, I am going to go lighter. I am. I think that price is too high. So stay tuned. I'll keep an eye on it. I know you guys are not interested,
So,
but
are you going to go blonde?
well, I would.
Hey, your hair color's gorgeous.
Do we know?
Now who's coughing?
I don't deserve this. Okay, make this a reach. One arm, the other, and both together. One, the other, and both. Again. One, the other. Last time. Now hold this. Hold this. We're going to add a little step touch. We got 4, 3, 2. Here you go. One step, step. Pull those arms down. That's it. Good. Remember the grapevine? Okay, let's take it that way. Step together, step, touch. Arms to the side. Step together, step, touch. You got grapevine. Okay. At both ends, we're going to add 2 single step touches. Here we go. Step, touch, grapevine. Now hands on the step touches, come front. There you go. Out together, out, touch, 1 and 2. Anytime you're ready, put the first step touch on the step. Up and down. There you go. Listen, you won't be happy to hear, you lucky blondes back there, that there is also some concern in using hairsprays.
Oh, but that breathes in so well. A breath of fresh hairspray in the morning.
In the old days, it was lacquer, and today it's the synthetic polymers in those sprays. Now put the grapevine on the step, if you feel ready for it. There you go. I've often wondered about that, because I grew up in a lot of performance arts, like dyeing. I have been in dressing rooms with female singing groups, and the air was permeated with hairspray.
Is this the lacquer we're talking about, or?
Yeah. Well, they used lacquer in the old days, and now they have synthetic polymers in there. None of it's good for you.
What do the synthetic polymers do?
Lung disease. Lung cancer. Okay, hold the other side when we get over here. Hold it right up, touch it down here, right here. 3, 2, the top foot is going to stay right there. It's just one foot going up and down. Watch the hands. They're down and up, and down and up. 4, 3, hold it down there. Pelvic tilt. Now give me a hard pelvic tilt so you feel some stretch on those hip flexors that are really going to work. That's it. 2 more. Last one.
I get one more.
Check your gastroc too. Just did you get good enough
I'm getting great gastroc, but I needed an extra hip flexor.
You got it. You need it, you take it. Okay, let's do a little gentle hamstring. Nothing very intense. Just move your rear end away from your foot. Stretch your body this way. You can probably feel some hamstring stretch, maybe up in your rear a little bit. Warm up this guy, anterior tibialis, just point and flex.
My mom used to put sugar and water on my hair.
That works great. There was a time in Arkansas when that was popular. And did the flies come?
Oh, the bees.
Did you? And we also used to use beer for a rinse.
Yeah. And a nice
didn't
aroma.
Yes, didn't do a thing. Okay, we got 4, 3. Let's get back to the up, touch, down, touch. We go up, touch, down, touch. 3, 2. Grapevine to the other side. Hang out here. 4, 3, 2. The top leg is going to stay. Bottom leg. You with me?
Mine didn't stay. Oh, now it's staying.
Okay. You with me?
Yes, I'm with you now.
3, 2, 1. Hold it, hold it. Ooh, pelvic tilt. Pull it in. You remember how hard your hair was with the sugar water? You couldn't pull it. It was like a helmet. That's right. Oh, golly. I remember the beehive days. I really
feel
did.
so left out. I never got hairspray on my hair.
Such wonderful hair. You never had to do anything to it.
Well, back then I had short hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Last
from all my
one?
swimming. Oh, I get next one on this side too.
Okay, and do you want to just check your gastroc, your calf muscle? Heel down? Okay. Hamstring. Move your rear end away from your foot. You're better off to use those pump sprays because they make bigger droplets and then you can't breathe them in.
Yeah, you don't inhale them as readily then.
Yeah. And also there's no aerosol.
Yeah.
Give us a little anterior tibialis.
Environmentally friendly.
Absolutely, yeah. You should also use the water base as opposed to alcohol based.
Yeah, the alcohol dries out your hair, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then in fact the research says to avoid the quick drying kind. Let's get back into it. 4, 3, up touch, down touch. We go up touch. 3, 2. Grapevine got away. Give me 1 up touch, down touch. Grapevine. Yep, now there's a pattern. And of course, you're supposed to spray this in well-ventilated areas.
Diane, put the fan on, right?
You know what Zan and I do? We actually don't use it very much at home, but when we do, we slip out onto the balcony. You know that balcony?
That's a great idea. Oh, great idea.
Have you ever seen a well-ventilated dressing room?
No.
Not one.
No.
They put 15 female actresses in one room, and here goes the spray, then the deodorant. I mean, if you are asthmatic or you have respiratory problems, you should use a setting gel, not a spray. Instead of this touch, give me a knee. Knee, yeah. There you go. A little more energy expenditure. You're pretty good on those knees. Try a side leg lift. Looks like that. Yep. And you may want to keep your hands going to the side. It's just a little more natural. Do you guys remember
Get set. No.
Get set? What's that?
Get set.
Smart, but not get set.
Get Set was a blue setting gel that came in a glass bottle, a glass jar. I bet I bought a ton of that when I was growing up. And you put it in your hands and put it on your hair, and it just, you know, it really kept your hair right where you wanted it. Sort of the Elvis Presley look.
Oh, yeah. Is that like dippity-doo or whatever that other stuff was?
Exactly, yep.
Big, huge waves.
Yep. I'm tired of this one. Give me a hamstring curl. Yes.
Oh, yes. Hamstring curls. Yes.
Did you get that one? Yeah, are you with me?
We're with you.
Yeah. Okay. Now, you know, we're just doing one of these aside. Try this. If you do 3 real fast without coming down, in other words, without this part, it's called a repeater. We're going to try it. Here we go. 3 up, 2 up, 1 up, and down. Grapevine. 3, 2, 1, and down. Grapevine. Okay. You practice that in the break. See you back.
Take Charlene Prickett's Rev Up the sequel, team it up with Home Stretch, and together on one tape, you've got the Hard Easy Cross Trainer.
This is 2 workouts, an advanced conventional aerobic workout to reduce body fat and a stretch program for flexibility.
To order Charlene Prickett's Hard Easy Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send 3350 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta, T2G 3C7.
Woohoo, that was a workout. I need water. You know, everybody needs 6 to 8 ounces of water a day, but when you exercise, you need more. And thirst is not a reliable guide. You need about 1/3 more water than your thirst calls for. And if you don't replace those fluids, your blood volume decreases, the heart has to work harder, you tire quickly. Plain old water is the best choice.
If you like step aerobics, have we got a deal for you. 2 Charlene Prickett step workouts on one tape. 1 Step Further and Step Right Up. You get both on one cassette for $33.50.
Step Right Up is advanced lever with high-intensity, fast-paced movements.
If you get tired, you can give it this.
1 Step Further is less intense. It's an intermediate workout with more time spent on each routine.
To order these 2 great step workouts for only $33.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Oh, darling! Have I got something for you? Guiltless Gourmet, no oil tortilla chips, can you believe it? No oil, no added fat, no guilt. Ow! It's like I died and went to Miami. It's the Quincy bread. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Guiltless Gourmet tortilla chips with no oil, no added fat, no cholesterol, and...
That's Quincy bread.
3, 4, 5, 6. Are you with us? Good. You got those down pat?
Got them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to change them then. We're tired of them. 2, 3, 4. Okay, just do grapevine. Grapevine, grapevine. That's all. Good. All right. Let's change. Let's just do a basic. Here you go, just a basic. There. We'll kind of regroup here. We're going to do alternate knees. You do one knee over here, just walk on the floor to get over here and do the other knee. We got 2 more. Wow. 1 more, a knee. What's going on?
Oh, we're having too much fun back here.
Good. I have more bad news for you.
Uh-oh.
It's about nail polish.
Uh-oh.
We're going to have to become au natural. There are 2 substances in nail polish that are toxic. One is formaldehyde. Wow. You doing okay with these arms?
Yeah.
We're kind of doing a circle here. And the other is toluene. And they're recognized toxins. Now listen to this.
American Health Magazine quoted the senior director at Revlon as saying, well, if you just apply nail polish once a week, that toluene should not cause any major problems.
Putting chloride on your body once a week should cause no major problems.
Well, it was just a little bit iffy for me. I thought, first of all, my girlfriends who wear nail polish apply it more than once a week.
That's right, the touch-ups.
And I don't just want to avoid major problems. I don't want any problems.
So we go au natural. The only time I wear nail polish is maybe once a year.
Well, you know what? I think they're going to figure all this out. I think they're going to figure out, are you tired of this?
I'm tired. We maybe do something else.
I think they're going to figure out a way to do, let's do 2 knees. Up and down, again. Now the other side. That's it. I think, here's what I want. A nail polish that doesn't have to have a solvent in it. It can go hard, you know, sort of like butter. And then just before you want to apply it, you nuke it in the micro.
With your hand?
Stick it on. No, you just stick it in the micro.
Yeah.
And then put it on, because it goes, don't you think
I see. Great. So does it have sugar in it?
We could do that. Shall we patent this too?
That's our hairspray.
Okay. Well, you're doing okay with those. What the heck? Let's try repeaters. 3, 2, 1, the other side. 3, good on ya. Now, you can probably tell by your breathing and ours, the repeaters are somewhat more demanding in terms of your energy consumption. And what's the name of the game here? Oxygen usage. That's what gets you fit. That's what gets you lean. All right. We're going to do...
You know?
Yeah. I like that. 1, give me a single. Other side. Got tired of that one. We won't wear it out. Let me just show you one thing on the knees. If you're tired, you do a tight knee. If you want to make it harder, you do a big open knee. Easy, harder. Easy, harder. Okay, I think you got the point. Just give me a basic, just here. And listen, okay? When all else fails, if you really get screwed up, just go back to basic. You'll still get a workout. Now let's turn this to the side. Watch, and whenever you're ready, you do it. Just go to the side. You there?
Yes.
Okay.
What about people that paint their toenails as well? I know a lot of people that do that. So you've got a double thing going on. Double whammy. Double whammy.
Let's see, 2 coats a week on your fingers and 2 coats a week on your toes. Get it to the back.
A little hairspray on them.
Put a little hairspray on there. Color your hair dark brown. Oh.
You know, it's no wonder they say never put a match around this.
We just blow up.
Yes, and if you smoke on top of that, you're in trouble.
Enough of that basic. You know the grapevine we just did? It's the same move as tap and change. 2 more basics. Now, up, up, down, tap. Up, up, down, tap. Up, up, down, tap. All right? Now, do 1 basic. A basic. Up, up, down, tap. A basic. Up, up, down, tap. You're going to practice that in the break. Get it down, pat. See you back. Up.
For the first time ever, Charlene Prickett's Rev Up Home video and Charlene's muscle building video together in Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer.
Cross-training works. It promotes fat reduction, muscle growth, reduces risk of overuse injury, and it's more fun.
To order Charlene Prickett's Advanced Cross Trainer, call 1-800-MORE-FIT or send $33.50 to It Figures, 3807 9th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta. T2G 3C7.
That's Christina. She's 6 months pregnant. She's exercising with her doctor's approval. She modifies some of the jumping and keeps her heart rate below 140 beats a minute. She drinks a lot of water, too, and wears less clothing now to avoid overheating. We don't want her temperature to rise above 101 degrees Fahrenheit, so no saunas or a small sacrifice for that healthy baby.
Charlene Prickett brings you less impact, more results. An aerobics video that combines lower impact moves with some high impact in interval training that really works. Order less impact, more results, and get Hang In There, Charlene's medium impact workout free. 2 hour-long workouts on one cassette for $33.50. Postage and GST included. To order, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Less impact, more results. And Hang In There for $33.50. Wow!
You know, when things get really tense, like when I wake up in the morning, that's when I get the urge to crunch something. That's why I like these Guiltless Gourmet no-oil tortilla chips. That is crunchy. I eat them with the Guiltless Gourmet spicy black bean dip. That is spicy.
Guiltless Gourmet tortilla chips with no oil, no added fat, no cholesterol, and
it's a crunchy crave.
Catch us up now. We got one basic and one tap and change. A basic. Now, do what you know, but watch. My tap and change is going to go to the side of the step. I'm going to go side, tap and change. Basic off the back, tap and change off the side. Basic. Now just join us whenever it feels comfortable. And we're making a T. This is the T move. And we'll need this. Now, we get to practice it one more time. And then we're going to cross over. Hold it here. Up, touch, down, touch. Let's just regroup. 2 more. Now just cross right over. 4 times. 3, you want to jump? 2. Why not? Now the T, basic off the back, tap and change off the side, basic, tap and change over. Oh, here we go, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the T. How'd you do? Great. All right, you get one more set of crossovers, one more chance to jump. You don't have to jump if you don't want to, you know that now. Crossover. That's it. Good. And here's the last one. Just give me basic. Just up and down. How'd you do? Oh, great. Yeah, you worked hard. How did you do? It's multiple choice. Here's your chart. Now look, if you say to me, well, gee, I worked pretty hard. I believe you. And trust yourself. We take heart rates some day, and we do the Borg perceived exertion some days, and it's very accurate. So now just turn this basic around. So you don't have to take your heart rate every day. If you think you worked hard, chances are you did. 2 more basic. Now, just hold up, touch, down, touch. Just this.
Yeah, the Borg is a really good way to start to learn and read your body. Yeah, and it's so important in everyday life, let alone your workout. Absolutely.
Well said.
You need to know your limitations.
Let's just put this on the floor and turn it side to side. We got 4 on the floor, put 4 on the step, side to side, back to the floor. That's it. You guys, I haven't even thought about what they're putting in lipstick these days.
Ooh, lipstick,
But
yes.
yeah, I guess the regulations on lipstick are probably real stringent, since they know we eat it.
Yeah, that's right. And we share it too.
And we share it. 2 on the floor and 2 on the step. Remember, at one point they took some lipstick colors off the market.
That's right.
Years ago when I was a teenager.
That was a blanket sweep of taking that color off the market, wasn't it?
It was one of my favorite colors too. Hey, let's try singles. Up, touch, down, touch.
You got that one?
Got it.
All right. Put it back on the floor. Now look, stay here or walk around the house, grab a sip of water or whatever. We'll come back and stretch you out. Stay moving.
Do your eating habits need some improvement? Well, pull up a chair in Charlene's kitchen and learn how to eat less fat, not less food.
It calls for a half a cup of butter. Butter! Yikes, I say. Yikes. A, it's butter. B, it's a half a cup. I'm not about to put that on my hips. Half of all the calories in a glass of whole milk come from fat.
To order your hour-long Eat Less Fat, Not Less Food video for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Loss of muscle mass is part of the natural aging process, and that means loss of tone and loss of strength. It also means more fat, because the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. It makes good sense to do some weight training as you age. You need to find the maximum you can lift in 3 tries, and then train at 60% of that. It makes a difference.
Serious Curves, Charlene's hour-long advanced weight training video.
And when you lock your limb, you release the tension, and so it's not as effective. Also, if you speed through the contraction, if you go fast as opposed to slow, you reduce the tension. 1, up, and down.
Strong muscle makes serious curves. To order Serious Curves for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Heed the battle cry to the benches with Charlene and the Bench Boys. It's an hour-long advanced step workout using logical, fast-moving progressions to achieve heavy, steady-state exertion. What we're talking about here, folks, is less body fat, more fitness.
Get off, 2 knees.
Same thing, back leg.
2, 1, get. Whew. Whenever we say repeaters.
To order for only $24.50, call 1-800-MORE-FIT.
Okay, put your heel down back there and bear weight toward the front and stretch that poor old calf muscle, that gastrocnemius.
Feels good.
Yeah, it does feel good, doesn't it? Now, if you'll pull that leg in a little bit, and look here, bear weight to the front. Bend this knee as far as you can, but keep the heel on the floor. Once the heel comes off, we kind of lose the soleus stretch. The muscle that's underneath the gastroc is the soleus. It works hard too and deserves a real good stretch, so we give it a chance. Good. Okay, other side. You know, when we go on vacation and when I just stay around home, I'm quite glad to be au naturel, but I am really a product of our consumer society. And when I go out, I want to have on makeup. It's the old Southern belle.
Yes.
I mean, not gobs, but I feel undressed.
Do you really?
Yeah, and I feel like I have no eyes if I don't have mascara.
Well, you know, the problem with not wearing mascara, everybody thinks you're still sleeping.
That's right. Pull it in a little bit, bend the knee, bear weight. One time, the first time, I don't know, Marty, you may have been here. Some of our crew are as old as me. First time I came into this facility with no makeup on, somebody asked me if I was sick.
That's what they do. Hate that?
Hamstring stretch.
With lipstick, that's with me. I have to wear lipstick.
Turn this around, put your kneecap just off, and with the leg vertical, tilt your pelvis, do your quads.
Oh, that's a
good day. Promotional consideration paid by Guiltless Gourmet, makers of no-oil tortilla chips, salsa, and bean dips. Guiltless Gourmet, all the taste without the guilt. Exercise wear by Gilda Marks, the exercise wear with the breathables lining. Ankle weights by Flex Weights, the adjustable weight that goes from a ½ pound to 6 pounds. Hair by Jerome and Bees Braiding and Extensions. Makeup by John Cox at About Face. To order one of our videotapes or our recipe book, call 1-800-MORE-FIT. Letters requiring an answer from It Figures should be accompanied by $3 in a self-addressed stamped envelope.